Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. It's actually a very good morning. The weather outside, not so great. It's raining, but it's passing through. But today is a great morning because we're finally gonna fix our damaged slide. So about 6 weeks ago, on our way to Big Bend, Texas, we were at a rest area, and I went inside the RV, and I accidentally stepped on the floor of the slide when it was in the retracted position. We're on these big slides, there's no rollers. It's just a ramp where it ramps the slide into the RV, and there's nothing supporting the floor. So when I stepped on it, it made the floor fall off of the wall because really the wall is holding the floor up when it's in the retracted position. We've been managing now for 6 weeks on moving it because whenever you go to extend or retract the slide now, the floor wants to drag the floor. And I didn't want to damage our floor, so I've been using these cheap cutting boards to get it in and out until we get here to fix it. And that's the reason why we came here. We rerouted our plans to come to the Memphis area because the last time we had slide issues, we found a great technician here with Town and Country out of Olive Branch, Mississippi, and he did a great job fixing our slide skis last time. So we made the phone call. Do you want to come make another YouTube video with us? So he's on his way this morning over here to come help us fix our floor and replace our slide skis. And while we wait for him to get here, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor and the sponsor of our current giveaway, Roy Powell Batteries. All right, guys, we recently partnered with Roy Powell Batteries, and they have agreed to let us give one of these 12.8 volt, 100 amp hour lithium ion batteries to one of you guys out there. That's right, we're gonna give one of these away to you guys. Now this battery is awesome and it's full of all kinds of features and performance, including 3,500 life cycles at 80% discharge. It weighs in at 27 pounds. Max charging current of 100 amps. Recommended charge voltage is 14.2 to 14.6. Maximum discharge is 100%, which you won't find that on a lead acid battery. It's 1,280 watt hours. It has a low temperature discharge level at -4 and it has a high temperature level at 140 degrees. It has a low temperature charging protection at 32 degrees, so meaning at 32 degrees it will not charge itself, because you can ruin a lithium battery if you try to charge it at lower than 32 degrees outside. It also has a high temp charge protection at 131 degrees Fahrenheit, so it will not charge if it goes above 131 degrees. Output over voltage protection, overcharge protection, output over current protection, short circuit protection, and over discharge protection. And it has an app you can download that'll talk to this battery and let you know the exact health and status of this battery at all times, including all the protections and the amount of cycles it's been charged and recharged. Now, if you want more information on how we installed this lithium ion battery and our new converter, check the link in the description below the video when we installed all this stuff. Now, if you want a chance to win your very own lithium ion battery from Roy Powell, head over to pavingnewpaths.com and get yourself some of our merch. Anything from our merchandise store gets you in to win your very own lithium ion battery from Roy Powell. Now, the contest is going to run through April 2nd, so head over right now and get yourself some merch. Once again, thanks to Roy Powell Batteries for sponsoring this video and our current giveaway. So I'm in the truck right now because the wind is blowing really hard, and I apologize for the wind in this video. There's nothing I can do about it. I want to document the repair process and everything that goes into fixing this problem we have, but I can't stop the wind from blowing. So bear with me. I'll do my best to hide you guys from the wind, but there's going to be some wind in this video because the wind is blowing like 25 miles an hour. The rain should be over, but it's not going to be any less windy the entire time we're working on it. He's not here yet, but I'm prepping for him. Since we're going to be working on our slides, the living room one to be exact, we don't want the kitchen one to also be moving. And since we have hydraulic slides, they're tied together on the same circuit. And for us, with our Grand Design right here in our propane bay, we have these two needle valves right here. This one is for the living room, and this one is for the kitchen slide. And all you can do is turn them off for which one you don't want to work, and then only the other one will work by itself. So for us, we're going to turn this one right here all the way to the right, which is the kitchen slide, and that means it will not move, and this one, the living room, will still function as normal. So now when we hit the slide button, only this side will move, allowing us to work on this one alone and not have to do anything to the kitchen side of the RV. Chris is here, and he's not going to be camera shy this time. You want to say hi, Chris?
Hey guys, how's it going?
I've messed up again. Bad this time.
Okay.
It's more than a slide ski. I'm going to show you what's going on. You can tell me what it's going to take to fix it, okay? I stepped right there where I shouldn't have, and the floor fell off the wall.
Yep.
And the side ski is, well, it gets damaged more and more each time. I had it tucked in there, but it's gone in and out 8 times trying to get here to see you. It gets a little worse each time.
Rippling for sure. So yeah, what we're gonna have to do is get this thing back out, get the ski off, get the trim off, shoot some screws up in it. We're gonna do 3 inches.
Okay.
Get it up into both aluminum, you know, both pieces of the aluminum joist in the wall, and hopefully we won't step on it again. Replace the ski, and be good to go.
But once we looked at this one,
You notice
we realized the other one was broke too.
Yeah, and it's very possibly that it did work that way. At the same time though, it is thin plastic. It is made to slide up and down. More wear and tear, the more it's going to, you know, tear up.
Well, it goes in and out about every 7 to 10 days for the last 18 months.
Yeah, it's busy. It's busy. So yeah, we'll get it back out and get this thing jacked up.
All right, step one is he's got to take this little trim piece off, which last time we did this, I thought that actually did something. It's just a fancy piece to cover up 2 seams.
Correct.
Oh man, you broke it. All right, so he has this jack right here and he's lifted the slide up. That way it's off the floor. He has the old slide ski out, he's cleaned it up, and now he's preparing to get some screws, some 3-inch screws, to drive them back into the aluminum frame from the floor.
So right now, from what I noticed, is the screws are broke going up into the floor right there from when somebody stepped on them.
Somebody, not me though.
Yes, they're just free spinning. I'm gonna let them be there. They're gonna be covered back up. What we're gonna do is add some 3-inch screws up tight, far up in the corner, way back in the corner, and working our way out a few inches, and then basically reinstall everything. We're putting new skis on. We're gonna put a little extra tape up under here. It's gonna be the waterproof tape. So if the skis break in the future, anything like that, it will not soak into the wood. It'll just run around the skis.
So what is on the other side of this wall right here that we're screwing into?
So up here inside of the wall, the aluminum siding right here is overlaid on top of the floor, but right up inside of here we got 1.5 by 1.5 aluminum stud. So the 3-inch screw, when we're running it up inside of there, once I sink that screw, it's going through both ends of that aluminum stud. So we're not just biting one side, we're biting both sides, so that it has more force. It can hold more force.
So how many do you think you're gonna put in?
Probably just 3.
3?
The rest
Okay.
of these are good. And then the outside of the floor is supported. This is only a weak spot when the slide's all the way in and it sets up high. So that's your only weak spot right there.
So he has the floor fixed, and now we've ran the slide back in about 6 inches, and he's getting ready to jack the floor back up so we can start installing the slide ski. We've been here before. I feel like we've done this job before.
Seems like it. Board repair tape is what it's called. It's basically an underpinning tape. It's a waterproof, vapor-proof tape that I'm going to install on this corner right here, so that if them skis are to ever crack, like the opposing one, if it was to leak water inside of there, it's not going to get your floor wet.
So you're waterproofing the floor?
Yes. Yeah.
So we have our waterproof tape on. Now what's next?
Measuring out the ski, getting the ski level center, getting the tape on the ski, reinstalling, trim, sealing, jumping over to the other side.
So I have the butyl tape that came with the ski. Do you use that, or do you use the stuff you used last time?
I'm going to use the 3M up underneath, but I will put the butyl tape back on this piece of trim right here. They had foam in between here.
Okay.
We peeled that foam back. We're going to put the butyl tape here so it sandwiches out where the screw holes are, and up underneath right there we're going to go back with that 3M all weather indoor outdoor 3M rather than the thin stuff they used originally.
So butyl tape right here on this seam.
Correct.
And then the 3M will be on the bottom side of the ski.
On the bottom side of the ski, correct. Just a dry fit.
Hey buddy, what do you think about all this RV repairing? It's got you wore out? Taking you a nap? Probably wishing you would have stayed in that bed, huh? No, you had to come out here and see what was going on. Now you're stuck. You got the ski fit. Now what?
We got it cut, cleaned. We're gonna put the 3M tape on there so to adhere to the bottom of the floor. Sandwich everything back together, put the trim back on, seal everything back up, jump over to the other side.
So we're putting the butyl tape on the trim piece?
Yes, sir. Getting everything ready. We don't have any leaks. That's one thing we want to prevent.
Now, do you use 1 layer or do you do 2 layers?
I'm doing 2 layers because of the lip on this specific trim. 1 layer just, it sits down in there too much. It's going to be pointless for 1 layer.
So you'll do 2 layers, that way when you screw it down, it'll clamp and, I guess, squeeze it out?
Correct, sandwich it all out, and it's just extra protection.
So this is basically just a trim piece to hide a seal, a seam.
That's all it does.
It's hiding this seam right here between the new side ski and the wall so that water does not run down in there.
Correct. They're low. Yeah.
He's almost done. He's got the trim piece back on. Now he's gonna do some sealing, and this side should be done. What do you think about that?
Looks good to me.
Are you gonna miss putting the cutting board down to get it in and out?
I will not. Every time you did that, I was like, cross our fingers, nothing happens.
Every time I did it, I was like, when it moved, I'd be like, please don't have a destroyed floor. Please don't have a destroyed floor. Please don't have a destroyed floor.
Yeah, so I'm glad we didn't break anything, and I'm glad it's getting fixed.
And now the back side. Same thing as the front, but we're gonna address some water intrusion on this side because you can see right here, it's been broken for a little while and it's been raining and water has gotten up there in the wood. He's gonna talk about how we fix that and how to make sure that if it does break again, we help protect the wood from water intrusion.
This side's going to be a little bit more difficult to get off than the other side, the opposing side, because for one, I'm the one that put it on last.
So you're saying that Grain Design doesn't do as good a job as you?
Well, the silicone we use, the 3M adhesive that sticks on the bottom, is a higher quality material. We don't like turnaround, so we try to use the highest quality that we can, so that it lasts longer and lasts longer for the customer. You can tell the difference between the bugle and the foam that they use from the factory. The other piece I pulled right off. I mean,
it's almost like you didn't want it to come apart ever again.
That's kind of the way yeah. Going behind myself always stinks. With the awning, an air conditioner, anything of that nature, going behind myself, I despise it.
I think that second layer really did the job.
Yeah. Yes, the second layer does do the job.
So what's different about this side? I already showed them that there's evidence of water being in there.
Yes, most definitely. So this ski right here was cracked, caused a little bit of water damage on the floor. You can see the little bit of splintering. That's just over time what has happened. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this board tape, which I did use it on the other side, just a little bit of preventative maintenance. So this tape's gonna wrap this seam right here. Ski's gonna go back there, trim's gonna go back on top. But if that ski was to ever crack again in the future, with this waterproof tape being on this corner right here, it'll allow that water, it'll soak inside, but it will not get the wood wet. It will not get the floor wet.
Some of that damage is from the first time because we let it go a long time before we realized it was a problem.
Correct, yes.
And that's when you told us how important it is. The ski supports the weight, but it's also very important for keeping water out of the seam.
Floor,
because
most definitely.
when it cracked there, it just wicks down this wall and goes into the wood.
Yes, the ski is more or less a water deterrent, basically. So the water will run down the ski, and that's why the ski goes in about 3 inches or so. So that water will run down and not soak up and penetrate into that wood. But the issue with the ski is it is weight bearing. So that's why wear and tear, it's gonna crack over time. And we're just gonna do this, like I said, a little bit of preventative maintenance so that if it was cracked in the future, it will not soak into the floor.
All right, so another question. Is that terrible or is that okay?
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, I see a lot of it. There is definitely an issue there, but putting the ski back on top of it, for one's going to hide everything. It's not like the floor is rotted. It's splintering, and more or less it's splintering because it has gotten wet. And along with, it's a little worse than what it looked like when I took the ski off because of my 3M tape. My 3M tape, I mean, it was held up there good, and it wanted to pull that wood loose away from there.
All right, so do you guys fix floors? What if this floor needs to be replaced?
Yes.
How do we fix that floor?
Yes, the floor could be replaced. Any of these slide out floors can be replaced. For one, we would have to come into a shop. We would unbolt the floor, support the slide, drop the floor out of the bottom of it, put a new floor back in. Typically we can, I could have this whole floor out of here within an hour and a half. We can usually turn it around within a day, all depending on what's inside of the slide. This slide right here, couch, nothing major inside of there, but let's say the opposing slide with a refrigerator and cabinets and different things like that, it's going to be a little bit more time consuming on a specific slide like that.
So you can have this done in less than a day if you need it replaced?
Most definitely.
That's awesome. He has the water sealing tape on this side of the slide. Now he's going to start trimming the new slide ski to fit, and then we'll go ahead and install that. He has a new slide ski installed right there. Now he's gonna put the tape or the butyl putty on the trim piece and get the trim piece reinstalled. Then he'll seal it up and we'll do some function testing of the slide in and out to make sure it's all good. All right, the moment of truth. We're gonna run it in and out. Let's see if the floor stays the floor. Look at that. No more dragging the floor on the way in. Boop. All good?
Looking good.
So you're done. Now explain to me, what kind of slide is this called where it rides on the ramp and it doesn't have rollers?
This is a flush floor slide out. So this slide out jumps up above the floor to come inside. When it's all the way out, it's flush with the actual subfloor in the unit. Your other slides are above the floor and they have rollers and roll back and forth. So a lot of tension on these gaps right here and these skis because it's jumping over that floor.
So is this something I can be expected? Because it's been 18 months since you fixed this side. Is that just basically because we use ours so much, it's to be expected they're gonna wear out?
Yeah, I mean, well, how often did you say you run them in and out?
I mean, we move like every 7 to 10 days for the last 18 months.
Yeah, so it's a lot of friction, a lot of wear and tear. It's just like a tire on a road. I mean, the more friction, the more it's gonna tear up. You're gonna lose tread. It's the same in this instance right here. It's going and there's a lot of friction in and out every time. And they're gonna give way. The more you use it, the more it's gonna give way.
Now this is not a brand specific question. This is all RVs with this type of floor have this same problem, right?
Correct.
So it's not a Grand Design problem, it's a flush floor slide problem.
Flush floor slide problem.
All right, so good job. I guess we'll see you in 18 months. Nothing against
Hopefully,
you.
no,
Nothing
not.
against you, but it's just it seems to be the thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah, we don't take it personal.
Just like that, we have our floor repaired to our wall, new slide ski installed. We also got a new slide ski installed on this side right there, and he's all done. Clean bill of health, should be good to go at least for the next 18 months. Thanks to our technician Chris for helping us get our problems resolved. Now if you're in the Memphis area, they're actually out of Olive Branch, Mississippi. Give Town & Country Mobile RV a call at 901-859-4446. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe Chris will come out and help you with your problems. All right, so we had a great day fixing our RV. Now we officially have no problems. Let's hope we can keep it that way because it's been quite a few problems back to back to back since we started traveling again. Remember, if you want to get your own lithium battery from Roy Powell, head over to pavenewpaths.com and get yourself some of our merch and get yourself entered to win your very own 100 amp hour lithium battery from Roy Powell. We enjoyed it, we love you, and we'll see you in the next one.